Hello everyone and welcome to the second channel, a place where we get to sit back, relax, and hang out. It's been a good 2 weeks since I uploaded my Encanto video and there were a lot of comments and discussions. Oh boy. And that's why we're here today. Considering that I've always wanted to do a video like this, I now have the chance to do so. So let's go ahead and check out the comment section and see what you guys have been saying and clear up a few details that seem to constantly be popping up. So let's talk about the main thing that's being discussed in my review video, the Dolores plot hole. I mentioned it from the start of the video that Dolores is a walking plot hole because stuff happens within the house that she should have 100% heard, right? She could have totally helped or avoid some certain situations, but she just doesn't hear it. Dolores is such a walking plot hole because of this. Stuff happens within the house that's a major plot element, but she totally doesn't pick up in any of it. And it doesn't really get explained in the movie as much. A lot of comments came to her aid and tried to defend and coming up with their own theories. There are three main theories, right? There are three main solutions here. The first one is the least likely thing to happen, and it's this one. To be fair to Dolores, at the time the house was cracking, she was in the middle of a very loud party in Antonio's room. I personally think this was a weak argument because in the movie, Dolores has shown that she can even hear a pin drop or she can hear an eye twitch, right? And during the party, she goes and says that she heard Luisa's eye twitch the entire night. How are you able to not hear a whole house breaking down but hear an eye twitch in a loud party, right? So I don't know, I just don't feel this argument just because, you know, her powers weren't that explained well. The second one is actually somehow confirmed by the creators. I haven't read the tweet yet, but they said it was in a tweet that Dolores couldn't hear Alma's prayer because in her room there was some noise cancelling stuff. The creators and the co-creators of Encanto already confirmed it. I'm not too keen on this explanation though, only because the confirmation came after the movie was released, which I don't really consider because it's kind of a cop-out though, right? Because when the creators would confirm or would cover up a plot hole, you know, that was not explained in the movie, but they explain it after the movie, like through a tweet or through an interview. I don't really count that though, because it should have been explained in the movie, or at least, you know, established in the movie that she had a soundproof room. I haven't read the tweet, but they said this was confirmed by the creator through Twitter. Honestly, I don't count that because it's not in the movie. We never see her room, right? We never see Dolores' room. We never see the extent of her powers or how her power works. All we know that she can hear well. That's it, right? It would have made sense if, you know, we get a small glimpse into her room that it's soundproof, or she walks around with like earmuffs on so that you would understand that she couldn't hear some certain things, especially when Abuela was praying and everything. I don't know. This doesn't bode well for me when it's a creator confirming something that wasn't established in the movie. It should have been made more clear. Here is the last theory that I think is most likely could have happened, because everything is in the movie. Everything was mentioned and established in the movie. No outside source. It's all found in the movie if you listen hard enough. And it's this one. Not saying this isn't a plot hole, because it is, but Dolores not hearing when Casita started getting cracks and stuff could be explained by the fact that the doors were flickering when it was happening. At the end of the movie, once the doors start flickering and eventually go out, they completely lose their powers. This one makes the most sense. Luisa goes and explains to Mirabel that she felt weak when Mirabel went up and said the magic is dying. That's explained because we do see the house flickering, and we do see that once the doors don't glow anymore or break, they lose their powers. So this kind of makes sense. The only thing that goes against this one is that the first time the house cracks and falls apart, the doors weren't really flickering yet. It kind of flickers after the cracks reach the candle. Canonically, the noise cancelling one would make sense, but I don't know. Next comment. Lin Manuel Miranda really be up here making us sad by killing houses now. Yeah, so there's this joke that we noticed that whenever there's a project that Lin Manuel Miranda is involved in, there's always a character that ends up dying. Almost every project that he's in, a character dies. And it's not like I'm saying that he wrote them to die. I'm just saying that any project that he's involved in, no matter how major or minor, a character just always ends up dying, which is pretty funny. And yeah, so I'm kind of disappointed that nobody has pointed out the tier list yet. But yeah, I made the tier list and I honestly thought it would get more reaction, but I'll get what I get. It was still a pretty funny gag for me. Oh, here's one comment that I totally agreed on. I read this comment on the day it was uploaded. It says, the thing about Waiting on a Miracle is that you really have to listen to it a few times to fall in love with it. And that is true. I didn't really fall in love with it, but during editing, I even replied to that comment. During editing, the song started to grow on me, and it didn't really become as average as I thought it was. It started to become a bop for me, but it's still not as good as the other songs Disney put out though. But still, the song really does get better after multiple sessions with it. So yeah, give Burb some bonus points there. They had a point. Funny enough, though I did rate Encanto 9 out of 10 and Vivo technically 5 out of 10, I don't have a single song of Encanto saved on my phone, but I have like 2 songs from Vivo in my playlist, which is pretty funny. I think that's just like because listening to Encanto songs feels much better if you're watching the video too, if you're watching the musical number too. I don't know, it's just like I like to watch the musical number more than to listen to it. You know, the songs are still great, tons better than Vivo, but like the soundtrack in Vivo is just more radio, like, you know, much more compact. Oh, so here's one that always pops up. I've seen almost every day. It gets mentioned. Mirabel not being a princess. It's not even a Disney princess movie. Mirabel wasn't born into royalty, nor was she married or adopted into royalty. I'm quite shocked that a lot of comments were saying like this, because you don't have to be a little princess to be called a Disney princess. I thought this was common knowledge to almost everyone, even to the non-Disney fans. I mean, there's so many characters in that Disney princess lineup that's not even a princess. You know, Pocahontas, Mulan, and then the new addition, Moana. Like, because there are some comments saying that Mirabel isn't a Disney princess because Disney hasn't announced that yet, that she's in the lineup, and which I understand. I totally get that, because like Disney does this thing where they actually have to like announce a specific character joining the lineup. That they did that with Moana. I understand that, but there's so many comments saying that she's not even eligible to be a Disney princess because she's not a princess. She's not in a royal family or adopted into a royal family, which is just wrong, right? Like, you don't have to be a literal princess to be named a Disney princess. Mirabel isn't a princess. Encanto wasn't a princess movie. That here again, not once in the review did I mention Mirabel was a princess. I called her a Disney princess, right? Those are two separate, very different things. A princess is a position of power, right? A princess is like being married to a prince or being the daughter of a king or queen. Meanwhile, a Disney princess is a brand, right? It's a whole different entity. You don't have to be a princess to be a Disney princess, as I said, because Tinkerbell and Esmeralda were once in the Disney princess lineup. They're not anymore, but they were once there. Tinkerbell was the face, but then Disney removed her from that lineup because they branched out and made a Disney Fairies lineup. They made a whole nother brand for much younger audiences, you know? And Esmeralda was a Disney princess. She was named a Disney princess before. She just got pulled out, not because she doesn't meet the, you know, quote, requirements, but she got pulled out for merchandising purposes. Nobody was buying Esmeralda merch. I don't think there's even any Esmeralda merch anymore, unless, you know, you're a weird 40-year-old guy who's very into, gypsies. But you know, just skipping through that, there was a comment saying that both Moana, Raya, and Mirabel in my intro in that skit were not even princesses. So from the start, I was wrong. Moana here got to be Disney's latest princess for nearly half a decade. But I don't even get to hold on to that title for even a year. Who even is this Mirabel chick? Which is not true. Moana was recently named a Disney princess. But then you go to Raya, who has not been named it yet, who has not been named a princess yet, a Disney princess. She is a literal princess. She is called the Princess of Heart in her own movie, and she's been Disney marketed this as the first ever Southeast Asian Disney princess.
Raya, Princess of Heart, my daughter.
You know, I think when the original like classic Disney princess movies started coming out, there was a really narrow perception of what princesses looked like and spoke like and act like and dressed like. And now we're sort of in this period where I think Disney is really making an effort to sort of broaden what people think of when they think of the idea of princess, when they think of the idea of hero.
Let's not forget, that's their marketing. They did that. And until now, she meets the requirement. She's a little princess, right? She's been called a princess. She's been marketed a princess. And yet she's not in the lineup. She's not in the Disney princess lineup. So that kind of contradicts in what everyone has been saying. Comment saying, Mirabel cannot be a Disney princess because she doesn't meet the specific requirements. I don't know what the word was used, but like she didn't reach the requirements that were mentioned in Ralph Breaks the Internet. You know, that the princess scene with Vanellope. And I just gotta say, dude, if you're gonna base off Disney princesses requirements through Ralph Breaks the fucking Internet, then I'm tuned out. I'm not gonna listen to you at that point, because the whole point of that scene, of that joke, was that it was Disney making fun of themselves. It's Disney making fun of their Disney princess brand, because it's like this repetitive cliche thing that they've been doing, and they're acknowledging it as a joke. The punchline of that joke was Vanellope, who does not meet the requirements, becomes a Disney princess. That's the punchline of that whole setup, right? So in the end of the day, it's kind of like there are no requirements into being a Disney princess. It's more so it's just Disney as a corporation, as a company. They're the ones who get to choose. There's no elimination process. It's just one company choosing what it is. Okay, Moana was named a Disney princess, Raya marketed as a Disney princess, and Mirabel is considered a Disney princess by the fans. So that's it. Do you hate Camilo? No, I don't hate Camilo. Yes, I now realize I sounded a bit too harsh on both Dolores and Camilo's side on that review, and I apologize. I didn't realize how mean I sounded until I just started reading the comments saying like I was being too harsh, and that's true. The Camilo hate isn't really justified. The Dolores hate was pretty. I wasn't even hating. I was just pointing out some things. He does look like YB. He does look. That was the first time I saw him when he was helping out that guy with the banner. I was like, that's YB. Actually, I think Dolores saying I can hear him now, she's referring to the man of her dreams, Mariano. This can be taken into interpretation. I personally think no. I think she's talking about Bruno, honestly, cause like here on this scene, this framing is the movie telling us she's talking about Mariano, right? It's basic movie framing, and she already sees Mariano coming his way towards the house. So it's established that she knows Mariano's there. The movie has also mentioned now that it's Mariano she's talking about. And when she goes back inside the house, she goes and says, I can hear him now. But you already saw him. We saw him. We saw you see him. So like, that's being redundant right there, and by context she's clearly talking about Bruno and not Mariano. That's for my perspective. A lot of others think she's talking about Mariano. I personally think she's talking about Bruno, but that can be chalked up to conversation still. So That's just what I think. Next comment. Shut up, you're white. I'm Filipino. Just to note, it's been confirmed that Camilo and Isabella were actually trying to save Mirabel, not the candle. Now this one is also I've seen this one. I've seen this in multiple comment sections floating around that it's been confirmed by the creators that that's the case, and I would just say no. And this is why this is completely why I don't buy into the Dolores has a noise canceling room thing, because clearly in the movie they're not going for Mirabel. In the movie, they're going for the candle. I don't know what they're trying to say here. So here it goes. She goes and says, "Casita, get me out. Get me up there." And then she gives her fence, puts her at the ladder. And now here, watch. You're gonna see Camilo running over here. It pans to Camilo running towards here. Mirabel's still down here, right? Watch. Boom, there he is. What is he? Where is he going? Mirabel's still down here. Camilo's looking at the candle. Granted, Mirabel is down here. The candle's up there. Watch. Boom. He's looking top. Where the hell? What is he looking at? Is Mirabel there? No. Mirabel's down here. And then, there you go. And then, here, you have Isabella. You can say that Isabella is trying to save Mirabel, but that's not the case. She swings. Mirabel's nowhere to be found yet. Mirabel's not here. The scene is showing the candle and Isabella. Fails the power, right? What is Isabella doing? She's gonna reach the candle now. But she loses her power, she falls down. Same goes with Camilo. Mirabel's right here, right? So all Camilo has to do is to go here, grab Mirabel. Camilo doesn't do that. He goes to the last floor to grab the candle. Watch, doom. What? Why is he doing that? That doesn't make sense for that confirmation by the creator saying, hey, they weren't going for the candle, they were actually saving Mirabel. That's wrong. Hopefully that's just a rumor and not an official thing that the creator said, because that's clearly wrong. Thought you said it didn't make sense. Why the 9 out of 10? Yeah, you got clickbaited. It's like, there's nothing else I can say. I mean, to be fair, you know, the video was technically me saying it doesn't make sense in Dolores' part. So I just took that and amplified it and put it as a title. Some people even commented like, I would recommend you change the title, because a lot of people are hating on that. Nah, I'm good. Well, I think that's about it. It's been 40 minutes. I have to edit this one down and upload this. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you guys... I had fun. It was pretty chill. This was a pretty chill thing to do on my free time. And yeah, I'll be seeing you all next time. Bye.